you need to. Just making sure that you've got the usual props, a little belt or a band and a cushion or a ball that you can use it for assistance or resistance. And then setting up your position. So if I'm seated, see if I can try and create a space at the front, so making sure that I'm not squashing down onto the abdomen and pressing the diaphragm. So encouraging more space at the front to allow the diaphragm to descend and ascend with the breath. So trying to create that nice relaxing breath. If I'm laying down, it's not an issue, as I'm just going to relax against the mat, the arms out to the side, turning the palms to face to the ceiling, and then maybe extending the legs away if I can, or just keeping the knees bent if that feels more comfortable. And then focusing on the breath and noticing where the breath is at the moment. So same as usual, we tend to breathe apically, we tend to breathe into the collarbones, into the top of the chest. But that's not a relaxing breath. So see if I can try and relax across the top of the chest and into the neck, and then allow the breath to descend down into the belly. So feeling the belly expanding on the inhalation and relaxing with the exhalation. I'm not trying to push it out consciously. I'm just letting the breath do the work. And then at the same time, doing the usual scan over the body. So noticing how the body feels. So if I'm laying down, is the pressure even between the left and the right side? Is my right and my left arm in the same position? Is my right and my left leg the same? If I'm seated, is the pressure under the seat bends the same? Or do I feel more pressure on one side than the other? Am I straight? Am I leaning in one direction? So just trying to notice where the body is and how it feels at the moment. And then once that I feel a little bit more settled, I feel a little bit more relaxed, and then I'm going to start focusing on the shoulder girdle. What I want is to try and unglue the shoulder blades off the back of the rib cage. So I'm going to start pulling the shoulders up to the head, and then I'm going to press them down and away. I'm going to pull them up to the head and then press them down and away. So picturing the shoulder blades are sliding up and down the back of the rib cage. Comparing the right with the left side. One side is normally better than the other. One side might be feeling different. One side might be clicking slightly. As far as there is no pain, I'm going to keep the movement going nice and big. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Deep pressing the shoulders really down and away from the head. Think of the neck lengthening a little bit more. And then this time I'm going to go for a little protraction, retraction. So I'm going to pull the shoulders forward as if I was trying to bring them together at the front. And then I'm going to squeeze them together at the back. So I'm going to pull them forward and then take them back. Pull them forward and then take them back. So same as I did for the up and down. See if I can notice any difference between the right and the left side. Maybe restriction on one side compared to the other. And then see if I can focus on that restriction. Can I try and find maybe a better position for the shoulder, a better position for the arm? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So relaxing into the shoulders, and then as much as I can, obviously for the space, if I'm seated, I've got plenty of space so I can really experiment and go with it. If I'm laying down, I'm a little bit restricted for space as I'm resting on the shoulders on the back, but imagine to be rolling the shoulders. So I'm going to try and create as much movement up and down, forward and back, as much as I can. So try to get into all possible direction, moving the shoulders. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Relaxing the shoulders. There's a little bit more movement through the shoulder girdle. I'm going to focus on the shoulder joint this time, start moving the arm. So I'm going to try and keep the neck nice and long, and then raising the right arm up to the front. I'm going to lift it up to the ceiling, and then I'm going to take it as far back as I can. Then I'm just going to ease the arm back down, and then with the left, I'm going to do the same. It's the same as usual. It could be a very little movement. It could be a very big movement. It doesn't matter the size of the movement. See if I can avoid forcing it. So I don't want to create tension and stiffness. I want to try and find something easy, something relaxed, opening the arm slightly to the side, giving myself a little bit more space if I need to, keeping the elbow bent, straightening up the arm. It's whatever works for the right and whatever works for the left side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last time, and releasing back, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the arms, changing the direction of the movement. Instead of going for a front raise, I'm going to go for a lateral raise. This is keeping the arm out to the side, bringing it towards the head, and then I'm going to bring it down. And then with the other, I'm going to do the same the other way, and then coming back. So same as I did for the front raise, as I get into that lateral raise, scooping the arm around to the side, playing with the position of the hand, playing with the position of the arm. Can I try and find a better fit in between the top of the arm, the head of the humerus, and the shoulder socket? So can I avoid that grinding, that clicking, that tension that is creating pain in the shoulder? Can I relax the neck? Can I turn the head easily from side to side as the arm is moving? Or is the neck locking? Is the neck stiffening up? Can I try and keep it loose? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders, and then I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to try and see if I can work on coordination this time. So what I want is to alternate. I want one arm to go to the front and then one arm to move to the side. So I'm going to bring one to the front, one to the side, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to swap. One to the front, one to the side the other way, and then I'm going to swap. So one to the front, one to the side, and then coming back, one to the front, one to the side the other way, and then coming back. So starting with a little movement, just trying to be aware of the arms, so looking at the arms. So what I want is one side, one forward, one side, one forward. And then once that I've got that coordination, I'm going to maybe start to taking the arms a little bit further, a little bit higher into the movement, into the range. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the arms. There's a little bit more movement into the shoulder joint. What I want is to start adding the thoracic, the upper back, the thoracic spine. So sitting up, I'm going to cross the arms onto the chest. If I'm lying down, I'm going to reach the arms to the front. It's easier as the arms tend to get in the way. And then I'm just going to start rotating gently from side to side. Imagine one of those little wind flags. So the wind blows, I'm going to turn one way, the winds turn direction, and then I'm going to turn the other way. As you're turning, see if you can notice where the effort to turn is coming from. Can I be aware of any tension into the jaw and into the neck? Can I try and release that tension? Can I relax the arms as much as possible? So can I try and think of the tension that comes from the side of the belly? So the obliques are pulling me one way, the obliques are pulling me the other way to allow me to rotate to the other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So if I'm lying down, rocking from shoulder to shoulder, the hips are staying on the mat. 2. Last one. And releasing back. But releasing the shoulders, so releasing through the back. So it's a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to change the direction of the movement one more time. I'm going to go into a little lateral flexion. So if I'm seated, I'm still going to cross the hands onto the chest. If I'm laying down, I might want to support the weight of the head as I move side to side. I'm going to start flexing to the right, easing my way back to the center, and then flexing to the left. So again, see if you can think of the effort coming from the side of the belly, from the obliques. So on one side, the obliques are tensing to pull me down. On the other side, they're lengthening, but the lengthening and the tension is preventing me from falling over onto my side, especially if I'm seated up. The chest is lifted, the chin is lifted. I'm trying to look straight forward, straight ahead. So I'm not gradually collapsing forward and then looking down. If I'm down on the back, using the hand to support the head, the other arm reaching down the side, coming back to the center, and then I'm going to reach the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the back, relaxing through the waist, the shoulders and arms, and then I'm going to start to moving further down, working into the lower back of the stand. I'm going to start off with a little hip hitch. So if I'm lying down, imagine to be hitching your right hip towards the right side of the rib cage, and then the left to the left. So I'm just going to gently move the hips side to side. Still working through the obliques, still working through the side of the belly. If I'm seated, imagine to be pulling one of the sequins off the chair, then easing the seat back, and then pulling up the other side, and then easing back. Using the hands to give me a little support if I need to. So see if I can feel the right side, pulling at the right hip, that left side of the belly, pulling at the left hip. So it's nice, easy, side to side. 10, 9, 8, 7. Again, aware of any tension into the shoulders, into the neck. See if I can relax it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the hips, and then from that little hip hitch, I'm going to go into a little pelvic tilt. So if I'm seated, see if I can try around into the lower back, so scooping in from the belly. Imagine to be pushing your belly button towards the back of the spine, and then I'm going to rock forward onto the sequence again. So I'm going to roll back onto the tailbone and then forward onto the sequence. So feeling that gentle rocking forward and back to see if I can create movement at the bottom of the spine. If I'm laying down, using the mat to guide me. So tilting the pelvis back, pressing the lower back gently into the floor and then back into neutral. So tilting back and then back into neutral. Noticing the tension this time directly down into the front of the belly. The two sides should be working evenly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Easing your weight, your hips back into neutral, and then I'm going to try and combine the two movements. So I'm going to flex and hitch at the same time. So I'm going to tilt and then trying to hitch the right hip up. Then I'm going to ease back, flex and hitch on the other side. Back, flex and hitch on the right, back, flex and hitch on the left. So same as in seated. I'm going to try and round and pull up on the right, round and pull up on the left, round, pull up on the right, round, pull up on the left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, relaxing the hips, adjusting the back if I need to. A little bit more movement down into the lumbar spine. I'm going to start focusing on the hip. I want to try and warm up into the hip joint first. So I'm going to start with circles. So if you need a little support, I'm either going to use my hands if I'm seated, or with the band it's easier as I don't need to strain the arms are too much. I've got the band that gives me a little bit more support. So I'm going to lift the right leg up if I'm laying down, placing the strap around the back of the leg if I need that support. And then I'm just going to start moving the leg around. So if I'm seated, it doesn't matter if my foot lifts or stays on the ground, but see if you can try and create as much movement between the thigh bone and the hip socket. So see if I can really try to ease off some of the tension, some of the stiffness of the hip. If I'm laying down, exactly the same. I want the hips of the pelvis to stay still and then the thigh bone to circle gently into the hip socket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle going the other way. 10, 9, 8. Hips nice and still. 7. Neck and shoulders relaxed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing down, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to try and repeat the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to pick up the left foot, placing the strap behind the leg if I need a little support. And then same as on the other side, I'm going to see if I can try and move the thigh into the hip socket as much as possible. So the hips are staying still, it's just the leg moves into the hip joint. 3, 4. Notice if the movement feels different. Maybe this leg is a bit stiffer or a little bit looser. 3, just making sure that there is no grinding. 2, 1. Reversing the circles, going the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing down, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg, allowing the left leg to have a little rest. I'm going to go back into the right. This time what I want is to study different directions. So same as before, I can use the strap around the back of the leg if that gives me a little bit more support. I'm just going to start pulling the leg directly towards me. So I want to try and create as much hip flexion as possible. So I'm going to try and lift the right foot, and then using the hand, using the strap, I'm going to try and draw the leg towards me. If you're lying down, see if you can think of the hip closing, but making sure that the bum is not curling up in the air. So I'm not rounding the back, I'm still in neutral. If I'm seated, I'm going to try and create as much movement up and towards me as I can, and then I'm just going to have a little rest and drop the leg back down. So I'm going to pull it towards me, and then I'm just going to ease that leg away. I'm going to pull it towards me, and then ease that leg away. 3 more. 2. Last one. And relaxing the leg. I'm going to try the same, so staying on the same leg, but this time instead of pulling the leg directly towards me, I'm going to go in at an angle. So as if I was trying to pull the leg slightly across, so my right knee to the left shoulder. So I'm going to lift the leg, and then I'm going to try and pull it across a little bit more. So see if I can notice the difference in the hip in the movement. Then I'm going to ease back, and then again I'm going to try and pull it across. 2, 3, 4, 5. Easing the leg down, and then last time I'm going to still lift the leg towards me, but this time I'm going to try and open it to the side slightly. So I'm going to take the leg slightly out to the right and then pull it towards me. Again, noticing the difference in movement into the hip joint. 2, 3, 4, 5, and releasing down, relaxing the hip, releasing the legs, so a little bit more movement to the right. I'm going to try the same thing with the left side. So if I'm using the band, I'm going to place the band around the back of the left leg, and then I'm going to go straight up into the chest. So I'm going to try and pull the right leg as close to the chest as possible, just trying to get that nice deep hip flexion, and then I'm going to relax. And then again, I'm going to pull and relax. The same as before, making sure that I'm not rounding the back, I'm not rolling back onto the chair, my hips are not curling away from the floor. It's just the hip joint to flexing and then opening back up again. 4, 5, and releasing the leg down. Then same thing, but this time I'm going to pull the leg across towards the right shoulder. So I'm going to grab hold of the leg, and then I'm going to try and lift it and pull across slightly, and then coming back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relaxing the leg. Last time, I'm going to try and take the leg out to the left. So I'm going to open it to the left and pull it up. 1, open and pull it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and releasing back. Resting the hips and relaxing the legs. Now making sure that the assisted pull with the band, so using the arms has not created tension into the neck. I'm going to get into a little neck release and neck stretch. I'm going to start off turning the head gently from side to side. So dropping the shoulders down and away from the head. I'm going to turn to look around the right, turn to look around to the left, turn to look around the right, to look around the left, right, and left. Just easing off of some of the movement, some of the rotation, noticing, especially if you're sitting up, as you're turning to look around the right and around the left, making sure that the shoulders are not coming with you. So I'm not turning my rib cage, I'm just turning the head on top of the rib cage. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to turn the head to look over the right shoulder, and then I'm going to turn the chin down towards the shoulder. So imagine with the tip of your nose to be touching the right shoulder. Then I'm going to lift away, and then I'm going to tap it down again. 2, lift away, drop it again. 3, 4, think of the left shoulder, making sure that's still relaxed. 5, on the next one, I'm going to picture the nose tapping the shoulder, holding the tension there. With the left shoulder, deep press, pressing it down and away from the head, so you can create that nice stretch there from the top of the shoulder, come around the side of the neck into the back of the ear. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Easing the tension, returning the head back to the center. I'm going to turn to look over the left shoulder, and then again, imagine to be dropping the tip of your nose onto that left shoulder. So I'm going to tuck the chin, drop 1, come back, drop 2, and come back, 3. Again, think of the right shoulder, see if I can keep it down. 4, 5, and then last one, I'm going to drop the nose to the shoulder. I'm going to hold it there. With the right shoulder, I'm going to deep press down and away from the head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Returning the head back to the middle, giving the head a gentle roll, relaxing the shoulders. I'm going to try them side to side again, just noticing if the movement feels any different, hopefully a little bit easier, maybe a little bit deeper as I'm turning from left to right. 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Returning the head back to the center, and then I'm going to go back onto the legs. This time, see if I can focus a little bit more on the inside of the leg. So I'm going to grab a hold of my pillow or my ball, and then I'm going to place it between the knees, between the inner thighs. I'm going to shuffle the feet a little bit closer together, and then I'm going to start pressing into the ball. Both legs at the same time. I'm going to try and squeeze the ball as if I was trying to pop it, as if I was trying to burst it, and then I'm going to ease that pressure. I'm going to squeeze hard, and then I'm going to release. It's the same as usual, using the hands on the side of the leg to guide the legs in the direction of the pressure. See if I can think of the tension on the inner thigh. Maybe I can feel that one side seems to be working a little bit better than the other. If that's the case, see if you can focus on the side that doesn't seem to be working as much, to see if I can find a better connection that way. 5, 4, 3, 2, again aware of the neck, making sure that I'm not stiffening through the upper body. On the next one, I'm going to squeeze and hold that tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ease that tension. Try again. Squeeze and hold that tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ease the tension again. Squeeze and hold that tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Squeeze and hold the tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This time squeeze a little bit harder and hold again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Try again. Squeeze, hold the tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze a little bit harder. Hold the tension again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 2 more. Squeeze and hold. The leg might start shaking a little. It's normal. They're just fatiguing. 3, 4, 5. Squeeze a little bit harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ease the tension. Last time. Squeeze into the ball. Squeeze into the pillow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze a little bit harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Easing the tension of the ball, giving the inner thigh a little bit of a tap, a little bit of a rub, just releasing the tension through that. And then I'm just going to go into a little stretch. So if you're lying down, keeping the soles of the feet together, let the knees flop out to the side. Just make sure that there is no pain in the hip. If I'm seated, I'm just going to try and push the legs out to the side, using the hands to help me create a little bit more space through the inner thighs. And then I'm just going to hold a steady pressure. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to keep the legs where they are. I'm going to try and see if I can do a little bit of push-pull. So with the hands on the inside of the leg, I'm going to push out on the legs. And with the legs, I'm going to resist the pressure and squeeze in. So I'm going to push out with the hands, squeeze in with the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to stop resisting with the legs, and keep pushing with the hands to see if the legs want to open up a little bit more. Hold it there. Again, push with the hands, squeeze in with the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to stop resisting with the legs and keep pushing with the arms as if the leg wants to open up a little bit further. Hold it there. Last time. Squeeze the legs in, push out with the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep squeezing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing the legs and see if you can push them further apart. And releasing back. Relaxing the hips and releasing the legs. We're going to work in reverse. This time, instead of trying to squeeze, I'm trying to open. So I need something to work against. So I'm going to use my band or my belt. You can use your hand by the side of the legs if you want to. I'm going to tie a little knot and put to tie the band around the knees. So using a little knot or a little bow to keep it in place so that it doesn't come undone, or just hold in the band. I'm going to make sure that the band is pressing against the thigh bone, not the knee joint, so there's no pressure into the knee joint directly. And then exactly the same as I did with the ball, both legs together, I'm going to try and push out into the band. So I'm going to try and get the knees to pull away from each other, and then I'm going to bring them back in again. I'm going to push them away from each other, and then back in again. Same as you did for your pressing in. If I need to, I'm going to guide with the hands. So with the hands on the inside of the legs, I'm going to tell the legs where I want them to go, as far apart as possible. And then I'm just going to let them come back in again. And then exactly the same as I did for the squeezing. Notice if one leg seems to be stronger than the other, seems to be responding better than the other. I'm not going to worry about that leg, as it's doing a really good job. I'm going to worry about the leg that is not doing a good job. So see if I can create a little bit more tension on that side instead. 3. 4. Again, aware of any tension around the neck and into the jaw. See if I can keep it relaxed. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. On the next one, I'm going to push out and then hold that pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to relax. Then again, I'm going to push out, hold that pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Again, push out and hold that pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Push out, hold that pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. The same as we did with the ball. We're going to do it twice in the same push. So I'm going to push out, hold that pressure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to push a little bit harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release back. Try again. Push out, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push harder, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So 2 more times. Push out, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit harder and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and relax. Last time, pushing out to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little bit harder and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Relaxing the hips, releasing the legs. I'm going to undo the knot, push the band out of the way into one side. And then same as I did for the inner thigh, I'm going to get little stretch going into the side of the hip. So if I'm seated, I might, if I can, I'm going to cross the right leg over the left, and then with the left hand around the leg, around the shin or the thigh, I'm going to pull the leg across until I can feel the stretch. If I can't pull the leg over, then I'm going to push both legs off to the side to see if I can get a little bit of a release there. If I'm laying down, I'm going to lift the right leg. And then crossing it over to the left. See if I can try and create that tension down the side of the hip into the side of the bum. Same as usual. The more you let the bum, the hip lift off the ground, the more you're turning into a twist. I want to stretch the hip, so I'm going to try and keep the hip closer to the floor and then just pull with the arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Swapping the legs over, so crossing the left leg or pulling the left leg across. See if I can find that gentle stretch coming down the side of the hip into the side of the bum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, relaxing the legs, relaxing the hips, and then going back into the arms and the upper body one last time. If you're lying down, I want you to roll over onto your right side. And then I'm just going to set into a little opening and closing doors. So the knees are bent, the legs are together. The right arm, I'm going to reach it down the mat, pulling it through so that the back of the shoulder is resting on the mat. Giving the head a little support if I need to. And then with the left hand, I'm going to start running along the inside of the right arm to the shoulder, across to the front of the chest, towards the left shoulder, turning towards the ceiling, turning the rib cage to face the ceiling. I'm going to try and reach the elbow to the opposite side of the room, as if somebody had hooked around my left elbow and was trying to pull me back. Then I'm going to ease my way back to the front, and then I'm going to repeat it again. So sliding along and pulling. So imagine to be drawing the string of a bow. So I'm holding my bow with my right hand and then pulling the string with the left. If I'm seated, exactly the same, but from that seated position. So with the right arm, I'm going to reach straight ahead. With the left, I'm going to try and pull the back, rotating as much as I can. Then I'm going to ease back to the middle, and then I'm going to try again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoulders down, neck is long. 9. Chin and chest are still lifted if I'm seated up. Last one. And releasing back, raising the shoulders, relaxing the arms. If you're lying down, I want you to roll over onto the other side. And then we're going to repeat the same thing onto the other side. So making sure that the shoulder is in a good position, so I'm not crashing the shoulder. The head is supported if I need a support. The knees are bent, the legs are together. And then same as I did on the other side. With the left arm, I'm going to reach forward. With the right, I'm going to run along the inside of the left arm, across the front of the chest, pulling back, rotate into the right this time, and then coming back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the back. If you're lying down, slowly pushing yourself up into sitting, finding your comfortable seated position. Same as usual, using the arms behind to offer a little support, leaning against the wall or sofa, something that's not going to move, but to allow you to sit a little bit more upright. If I'm already seated, to see if I can find the seat bend, see if I can lift myself nice and tall over the seat bend. And then once that I feel a little bit more settled, then see if I can create more space in the front. So I'm going to draw the shoulders back, to push the chest forward, and then I'm going to start lifting up, looking forward, looking up, looking back. And then I'm going to release and come forward, tucking the chin, rolling the shoulders, rounding the upper, rounding the lower back if I want, if I can, and then up in reverse. I'm curling all the way back, retracting the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing the chest forward, looking up, looking back, and releasing, coming forward. Into the chest, the shoulders come forward. I'm going to roll my way down. Last time, extending my way up, as much space as I can create, retracting the shoulders, pushing the chest forward, looking up, looking back, and then releasing back to the front. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow. Give yourself a clap on them. Any question or anything as usual, please say. Remember, you need to unmute yourself.